The Joe Rogan Experience.
The whole thing is what's uncomfortable is that there are very little conversations taking place and a lot of people that are like really angry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was watching this guy, some representative, I don't even know his name, but he was offering $100 to name these girls that were in front of a Planned Parenthood. And he's like a grown man. They're girls. They're young Christian girls.
What do you mean name them as in like,
like
call
give
them
their
out?
names so he could shame them publicly.
Cool. Very
he
smart.
asked this guy's name. But he's offering on this video $100. Like, but this is where people have gotten to where they think that that's okay.
Yeah.
That, like these people, you have to, like, I know you're there to support a woman's right to choose, but you have to understand that these people think that this is a place where they kill babies.
Yeah.
Right? This is what they think. Regardless of what you think,
right,
this is why they're there. They're not there because they're evil.
Right.
And I know that this would put unwanted pressure on a girl who's going there for an abortion. I get it. I get the whole thing.
Yeah.
I get it from your side, and I see where they're coming from too. And although I fully support a woman's right to choose, you can't want to dox people that think they're saving babies or talking someone into having a child and that child they think will become the kind of relationship with that child and that mother become like their mother and them, or like the ideal version of that.
Sure. I mean,
that's what they're not doing it because they're bad people.
Right. Like there's some groups that do it just because they're pieces of shit, like the Westboro Baptist Church. Like they do things because they're bad people. Like all they want to do is go protest a soldier's funeral.
Well,
they want to cause a stir.
Megan Phelps, who left them.
Right, that got out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, she met a guy on Twitter. It's a great story.
Right.
It's an amazing story.
She's human again.
Well, she started talking to people and then investigating and realizing. And dude, when I'm telling you, when you talk to her, she is like the nicest, most reasonable person.
Right.
And to think that just 15 years ago, whatever it was, 10 years ago, she was a full-on zealot.
Yeah, it's weird.
And her dad, or her grandfather rather, can't even get it right. Her grandfather is Fred Phelps.
He started the whole thing.
He's the old dude, that old mean guy.
But
the
do you
God
think,
hates fags guy.
So you completely buy into the fact that she's
100%.
cured of it? So none of that's in her blood
100%.
anymore.
She's so honest and open about what she felt and why she felt it and why she was conflicted and why it didn't jive with what she was reading in the Bible. It didn't make sense to her.
Right.
And the way he was doing it, what she was realizing, was not how Christians did it all over the world.
Right.
And that this desire to constantly get attention in the news, even at soldiers' funerals.
Ugh.
They would go to soldiers' funerals and say that these soldiers are dying because gay people are getting married.
Yeah.
Like, what?
They were saying they deserve to die. They deserve to be dead. I mean, that kind of,
But I'm telling you from that, she's like the nicest person you would ever want to meet.
So she's found some regulation in her world.
She realizes it was bullshit and she was tricked. And, she's done a great job to free herself. But when you indoctrinate someone heavily into anything, and this is whether it's being a religious zealot or being a political zealot, you indoctrinate someone when they're early in their youth.
Their formidable years.
It's very difficult for them to get out of it. It takes real work.
But that's what I mean. That's why I guess I'm saying it sticks with you, right? Like my whole thing is there's things instilled in me from my youth, from where I grew up culturally and how I grew up, that even though I'm more learned now, I still do understand those ways of thinking, right? So it is hard to break away from those things, even though, like when you just said the whole, like a woman's right to choose, right? Like I grew up in the Midwest, I grew up Catholic. This is how I am. Most of my family is, in so many words, against abortion. Mm-hmm. But I don't think these things are mutually exclusive, that you can be against abortion and against women's right to choose. You can say that you don't like abortion, but also say, I'm not going to control what you do with your body. It's kind of how I feel. I don't love the idea of abortion. I'm being honest. I just don't love it. But I do think I'm not going to stand here and tell people what to do. But I should be able to still say, I don't like it. I don't think it's a healthy thing to do. I don't enjoy like the spreading of it being kind of this not a big deal thing. But I do think people can do whatever they fucking want to do. But I'm also allowed to go, I don't love the idea. Like I don't like it. Just
as an option.
I just don't love it. I don't love it.
Birth control is obviously the best method.
Yeah, of course. And I think we should be more aware.
But women, when they take birth control, man, they have to. I'm not advocating for abortion as a method of birth control, but what I'm saying is when women take birth control pills, that shit fucks with them. It fucks with their hormones.
It's not a good thing.
It's not good.
And that I know.
And when they do it and they also smoke, it can cause like real complications.
Right.
It's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of women have really bad reactions to the pill. It changes your behavior.
Suicidal tendencies. I've heard a lot of like really bad stories. Now, I'm also saying if we want to look at it from a different perspective, men should also take way more fucking responsibility then. Like, this is the other side is this argument tends to land on women a lot where it's like, you don't tell me how to fucking, you don't tell a woman what to do with her body. It's like, okay, that's fine. I'm just saying how I don't like it. Also, I don't like guys nutting in women and fucking ghosting and not wanting to raise a child, right? So I think the other side of it is two parties here should be responsible. Men should take some fucking responsibility over stop coming inside of these fucking people if you're not ready to have kids. I'm just being real. It's like either wear a condom or stop doing the thing that you know makes children.
Yes.
So, but again, this is this weird balance of, like I say, I come from this, not conservative, but like this Catholic upbringing in the Midwest, a good old Irish Catholic boy. And the ideas that you hear as a kid all the time, you then grow, and I now go, I think people should be able to do whatever they want to do. I'm not going to fucking control somebody. But I still have those little moments of, I just don't love it though, because it was something that was instilled in me as a youth.